Okay, good morning. I wanted to make a little introduction video since I am new to Priceville High School this year. My name is Amy Cater. I'm teaching the AP Chemistry, Pre-AP Chemistry, and Algebra with Finance. So I just wanted to make this video and say welcome to AP Chemistry, and just a couple of things that I wanted to go over with you. On the first day of school, like I said, there's going to be a lot of new things that we're all going to learn. And Schoology is one of them, and I'll be sending out some information about that. And then also just how we're going to operate in our classroom. So I wanted to make this little video so that you can refer back to it after the first day of school if you forget how we do stuff and procedures and things like that. So I have on the screen here my Schoology page. And this is kind of our welcome back introduction folder that you'll see. So let me go back to the very beginning here. All right, so this is what you'll see when you first log into this particular course. We have our little classroom, and there are several links here. We have a link to the syllabus, a link to my email address, our daily agenda, and a link to AP Classroom. And then here's our welcome back folder. One of the first things that we'll do is we'll fill out the student information procedures form. It just gives me some information about you and how to contact you, things you like and don't like, and then also how we do things in class. And those things, because of the situation that we're in with COVID-19, some of those procedures are going to be different. There'll be a few things that'll be different if you're here on campus than they would normally. So please bear that in mind, that there have been a few changes with that. But it's just a Google form, and you'll just open it up, and let's see if I can get it to open. Yeah, you'll open it up and you'll just fill out what you see here. You'll answer those questions, and that'll give me information about you and information about what to expect from my class. Okay, and then the next thing that we'll go over is our syllabus and our safety contract. This safety contract will be going over in class, and you'll actually have a little quiz and test on it. The thing to remember is that it is very important that you get this signed and brought back, especially if you're doing traditional class. Then we are going to be doing a lot of labs in this course, and we have to have a safety contract on file. It needs to be signed by you and your parents. So please make sure, if you are in person, I will have printed copies of these for you on the first day. If you happen to lose it, then of course you can go right here to Schoology and print that off again. Okay. And we'll be going through that safety contract and taking a little quiz on that, and you'll have lots of bell ringers, and we'll be constantly reminding you of safety stuff for our labs. Okay, and then our syllabus is here. So on our syllabus, it just kind of gives us a little more detail about what our class, what we do in our class and how things are set up. This is an AP course, so you are basically going to take freshman chemistry. So I want you to make sure that you read through all of this information here. Most of us will be using and putting all of our lessons and things on Schoology. I'm going to make as much as possible to be digital, and so we're not working with a lot of papers that get lost, that get crumpled, plus they're passing from one person to another. So as much as possible, we will do everything through our Chromebooks. It is very important in a class like this that you are here as much as is possible, whether that be remotely or whether that be in class. The main thing with a class like AP Chemistry is to not get behind, to just keep up with your work. We will have homework almost every night, just because this is it's a college course, so it's going to be really crucial that you do this practice and learn how to do things on your own. So that's what the purpose of the homework is. It's not just busy work. It's just to make sure that you understand what we talked about in class, and that you can do that by yourself. Like in the instance of a test, you'll have to do that by yourself. So homework is practice for that. Some things to be successful in this class: you make sure that you stay organized, make sure that you're doing your homework, practice, 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 and ask questions. Ask questions before we get to the day before the test. It's better for you to ask them when they come up in the lesson rather than waiting till the very end. This class is a lot like math in that it builds on, every day builds on the day before. So if you don't understand something on one day, we need to try and get it worked out as soon as possible before it builds and becomes too big. It's good to study together. You may have to do that a little differently than you normally would with restrictions in the pandemic going on. Electronic resources, we are going to use AP Classroom, and that's going to be a really good review resource for you. There are Saturday study sessions twice a year. I believe it's twice a year. We'll have one the first semester, one in the second semester. It is extremely important that you attend those study sessions. It's really going to help you prepare for the AP exam and be able to do well on it. So I'll be letting you know when those study sessions will be, and with all that's going on, it's very possible that they will be virtual study sessions rather than in-person sessions. But I will be providing you with more information on that as that comes up. Let's get back. Okay. Our grading scale, or your tests, are worth 45%. Your quizzes are worth 10%. Your labs are worth 20%. So they are a big chunk of your grade. And then homework is worth another 10%. So it's 65, and I think there's another syllabus that outlines that as well. So please make sure you understand how that breaks down. Okay. And then we have a tentative schedule here of the topics that we'll be covering and when we will have a test. Now, these exam dates or test dates are tentative dates. That means they can change just depending on how far we get, depending on how things are going in the classroom and things like that. And some of these things are gonna change. So the AP exam will be in early May. I don't have an exact date, but I will get that to you as soon as I know what that exam date is. Most colleges, and whether they take the AP exam, what score they take, just depends on which college you're deciding to apply for and what you're looking into majoring. I'm not going to read that for you. You can read through that. Okay. The main thing as far as equipment that you'll need, besides like a binder and something to write with, is a Texas Instrument or TI-30X. Just any scientific calculator will do, but this Texas Instrument one is fairly cheap. You get it at Walmart, and it's pretty inexpensive. We won't be doing anything really complex. Algebra 2 is about as high as we're going to get. So if you have a graphing calculator already and you want to use that, that's fine too. A lot of the multiple choice practice questions, you are not allowed to use a calculator at all. You really don't need to. It's pretty simple math, and you'll be doing that just on a scratch piece of paper. So, but some problems you are allowed to use a scientific calculator on. Trying to think of anything else. I think that's it for right now. I'm sure things will come up as we move along, but some of the big things, just the big main takeaways to remember: get that safety contract signed, read through it, get your safety contract signed, be aware of the safety procedures and safety rules that we'll have in lab. We're going to be in lab a lot, doing lab a lot. Don't get behind, or try your best not to get behind. If you don't understand something, ask. You can email me. If you don't want to raise your hand in class, email me, ask me questions, come before school, after school, and just don't let that build up. Make sure that you get that understanding squared away. If you are doing this remotely, we will still have labs. I'm hoping to get a program called Pivot Interactives, and it is a program where you will be able to do virtual labs. So you won't actually be hands on the materials, but you will be gathering data, you'll be making conclusions, answering questions, the whole 9 yards. And you'll be able to see how the labs actually work. That program is $5 a student. So we always ask for a lab donation. So part of our donation this year will be going towards purchasing that program. And it's a really good program even for those that are doing traditional in-person learning. I probably may sign some of those just as practice before we do the actual lab in lab. So that's part of what our lab donation will go towards. So lab donations for this class would be, I'd like to get $10 because we do have to purchase gloves. We do need lots of paper towels. We need this Pivot Interactive program is another thing I'd like to purchase with that. So lab donation of $10 would be greatly, greatly appreciated. It's a lot easier for me to buy gloves in bulk and get all the same rather than ask y'all to go and buy a box of gloves and bring it in. It's actually cheaper, it's easier, and it's cheaper for you if I buy it in bulk rather than you having to go and buy a single box of gloves. So I tend to get vinyl gloves rather than latex because I know latex can be a problem for people, so I can buy the vinyl gloves that are latex free. So again, if you have any questions, please email me and reach out and contact me, and I will answer them the best I can. And again, just let me say again that I'm just very, very, very excited to be here and excited to be teaching you AP Chemistry, and look forward to our class this year.